Imagine this. What if your next coworker, the one grabbing tickets for feature requests and squashing bugs, wasn't human? And I'm not talking about some fancy autocomplete. We're talking about a full-on AI teammate. And you know what? A new prediction coming from inside a major tech company says this future is way, way closer than any of us thought.
All right, let's just jump right into the big question here. We're not talking about some far-off future in 2030. We're talking about 2025. I mean, that's practically tomorrow. Is it really possible that an AI could step in and handle the duties of a mid-level software engineer on your team?
And listen, this isn't just some random blogger's guess. This is a direct quote from a team at Meta, one of the companies that's actually building this stuff. They're not just predicting it, they're actively working on it. And those key words, effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer. That's a huge claim.
So let's really break down what this 2025 prediction means, because this isn't science fiction anymore, right? This is an actual goal on the engineering roadmap for some of the biggest names in the game.
And that's what makes this so important. The credibility here is everything. This is a forecast from the people with their hands on the keyboard writing the code for this AI. They know the progress, they know the hurdles, and they're the ones putting a public stake in the ground. That gives this whole idea a ton of weight.
Okay, so how does this even happen? How does an AI go from being a pretty good coding assistant to basically a full-time member of the team? Well, it's a process. It's an evolution, and honestly, it's already started. This whole roadmap kind of lays it out pretty clearly. Step 1, we're already there. AIs can definitely write code. The big roadblocks, at least according to the source, are really just cost and efficiency. At first, running an AI this powerful is going to be super expensive, but just like every other piece of tech, it'll get faster, it'll get cheaper, and eventually we hit that final step. The AI is building most of our application code.
And this is the real game changer. We're moving so far beyond the tools we have now that suggest a line of code or finish a function for you. The end goal here is production. It's about the AI taking a set of requirements and actually building out huge parts of an app, just like a human engineer would.
Which, of course, leads to the one question that probably popped into your head a minute ago. If an AI can handle the workload of a mid-level dev, what on earth does that mean for our jobs, for our careers, and for the value we bring as human developers?
But here's the twist. The folks inside these companies, their perspective isn't about replacement. It's about a massive shift in what an engineer actually does all day. The vision is all about collaboration, not making us obsolete.
So you've got these two competing ideas, right? On one side, there's the fear we've all heard a million times. The robots are coming for our jobs. But the view from the inside, from the people building these systems, is totally different. They see augmentation. The whole point is to boost our own abilities, not to get rid of them.
And this quote right here, from the very same source, gets to the heart of it. The same person who predicts the AI engineer also says it will augment the people working on it. The idea is that by offloading all the routine, get this feature done kind of tasks, we, the human engineers, are freed up to be so much more creative.
So what does being more creative actually look like in a 9-to-5? Well, this next part is all about that shift. Moving away from just producing code and becoming the architects of the entire vision.
Here's the core idea. The AI becomes the master of the how. How do I implement this? How do I write this efficiently? Your value as a human suddenly skyrockets into defining the what and the why. What should we be building, and why does it matter to our users? Your job becomes less about writing lines of code and more about becoming an expert code reviewer and a master of delegation by writing the absolute perfect requirements for your AI teammate.
So this is your skills roadmap. This is the practical transition. You move away from the daily grind of just implementing tickets, and you move toward high-level system creativity. You're the architect now. You see the big picture that the AI just can't. Your time gets freed up to explore those crazy new ideas, the ones you never have time for. You can use the AI as a super fast prototyper to test 10 ideas in the time it used to take to build one. And it all leads to you defining the engineering vision, turning business goals into a technical strategy that your new AI coworker can help you build.
So look, this is not the end of the software engineer. Not even close. It's a huge evolution. The job title might not even change, but what you do every day, the skills you need, and the value you bring to a company, well, that's being transformed into something much more strategic, creative, and visionary.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Just picture your to-do list, but you get to delete all the routine, grinding coding tasks.
With all that time and mental space back, what incredible, ambitious, or just plain crazy new thing will you finally build?